Alright guys, more in-house action. So again, as we already said in the previous one where I wasn't able to jump into the draft itself, let's have a little bit of a look there. Now we're looking at Tomb of the Spider Queen. Of course, the teams have shifted again. So the way that they're doing it, 2 captains are selected and the captains then draw the team from everybody that wants to play. There is an in-house ranking, as I already said, and I'm going to add that in the YouTube description so you can check it out for yourself. It's not really a proper ranking, it's more so statistics about the people that play, what kind of win rates they have, and so on and so forth. But yeah, Tomb of the Spider Queen is the map that we're looking at right now. So this is pretty much the, Storm League for the good players. Storm League with a bit of a matchmaking, so to say. It's not quite that bad, you know what I mean. So it's not actually a competition in the sense that there's like fixed teams that go up against each other for position, but this is like proper training. This is a little bit more ambitious. This is just something that just takes a little bit more for the players to actually invest in, and it's just a better alternative to them playing Storm League to have some fun and enjoying this. And of course you don't have to have an entire team around to play scrims, for example, so it's actually a pretty nice setup. And it's also a lot of fun. It's just a bit of a different lineup, especially since you can now see people play together that you would normally not see on the same team, so it's actually a pretty sweet one. Okay, so bans in this one. Deathwing banned out as usual pretty much. Tyrael and Alarak also taken out. And yeah, let's have a little bit of a look of what we're seeing in picks in particular. For me personally, it's actually really fun because there's also people playing that do not have teams. An anti-hero, for example, playing in-house now. It's kind of a bit of a meme throwback, honestly. Anti playing in the in-house league here is pretty fantastic. I just want to see Stitches or some of that old school stuff at this point. But especially if you have been around for a long time in Heroes of the Storm, some of the names that we'll eventually will see sneaking into these games, Anti being one of them, should ring a bell here. But just having some of those players on the same team now, if you just look through that, is already kind of fun in and of itself. Either way, Johanna is first pick, so we have all that wave care coming in, with immediately jumping into a Zarya setup with Dainu on Vala. And we don't get to see Zeratul, but we get to see Vala on this map, so that's already awesome. Okay, I kind of like that. And yeah, let's see what else we're gonna have from them. I mean, right now I just want to see what they follow Johanna up with. And also the roles are going to be interesting in some of these games as well, because sometimes you have all of a sudden 2 players that could play the front line or the main tank. Nick first of all on Junkrat now. Yeah, Banana H on Malfurion, so nothing has changed on the support side. But there is a third bans. What else are we going to get now? I'm a little bit excited about this one now, especially since I want to see what the red team is going to draft together with Vala. If you have Zarya already in the setup, then of course you already have a shield that you can provide her with, so you simply need one tank, one support. Could be Auriel if she isn't banned out. There's other alternatives too, obviously, but Auriel would be kind of great, which is why she's probably going to be banned. Leo also eliminated, so no wave clear here. And where's the ban? Do we see Auriel, or do they go into a main tank ban instead? Those are the... Yeah, well, those are probably the 2 options that are the most likely, but there's always a chance that they are focusing on a bit of an offlane. Zarya usually wants to be in the 4-man, so you could dedicate another frontliner for the offlane. And there he is, Blaze gets banned. Offlane ban for them. Could be played in the main tank position, of course, too. But that's something that Lauber has done mainly on maps like Infernal Shrines. Not that it doesn't work on Tomb of the Spider Queen either. And they need a bit more wave clear. They have Vala, which is always nice, but of course you want to have a bit more. There's Auriel and Uther. We're going full NA here, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, it's meme time. Uther comes in, so double support for Vala. Massive amount of shields now, too. And yeah, that's actually going to be a bit of fun. That should be an interesting one. I mean, right now, Tomb of the Spider Queen, let's see how this is gonna work out. They still need a bit more wave clear though, so Blade definitely needs a hero that can pack a punch there. Ragnaros and Sergeant Hammer! Anti going full anti-hero. I love it. Fantastic. So we have Ragnaros in, and we get Sergeant Hammer as well. Last pick for Blade. They still need someone else at the front line. With Uther played now by Lauber, we of course know that he's more or less the main tank. But still, we need someone else on the side lane now too. And let's see who Blade is going to pick in this one. Yeah, Dino is the main damage dealer. I mean, it's not like Wit on Zarya can't also dish out a bit of damage, but there's Mephisto. Alright, it's getting wild here. Love it. Two of the Spider Queen ladies. Let's jump in. The second game today here in the in-house league. So yes, let's have a look at it. Game on, everybody! So, let's go over the lineups real quickly. The blue team on Tomb of the Spider Queen playing with Galnigulna and Johanna. Antihero on Ragnaros, and we have Banana H on Malfurion, Nick on Junkrat, and Dequaza on Sergeant Hammer. And on the right side of the map, Oriel, played by X-Ray, Dino on Vala, Lulba on Uther. We have Wit on Zarya, and Blade on Mephisto. Okay, let's go. I mean, looking at the talents, honestly, for me personally, one of the heroes that I just want to check out the most is Ragnaros, not only because Antihero plays him here, and I want to see what he still, if he still got it, but also because it's going to be kind of fun to see how much of an impact Ragnaros is going to have in this game. They have quite a decent setup here, just in general, wave clear in particular, so heavy rotations on their end would put pressure onto the red team for sure. But there is a bit of a meme element to the red team's composition either way. There's a lot of damage on that end. Uther, of course, can also provide the stuns here. Hammer time already at the bottom of the map. Dequaza so far not even shooting, just going for the ambush, trying to get some damage in. And connects it already as we speak. Gets the stun. Of course, that was a bit of a Captain Obvious move right there. Dequaza can't be surprised by that. 2 versus 2 setup down at the bottom. And over here, the rotations are incoming. Energy is already full for Wit. This is exactly what he wants here. Gets the extra damage out. Has gone into the particle grenade setup on level 1. The demolitions expert over Feel the Heat, which you oftentimes see from Swamp Grotta, for example. Anti-hero. Also on the move back. Speccing, by the way, into the engulfing flames. So all about the blast wave for him. And at the bottom of the map, already a little bit of damage against Uther. Is Uther dying again as usual? Every single time we see that Uther main tank or even the side lane Uther setup, it seems like he's the first one to fall. And at least for a moment, I thought this was the case here again. But yeah, top side. That's when we're now currently seeing Ragnaros still doing his thing. Pretty much alone against 3. Not really a very thankful position for him to be in. So that's going to result in a lot of damage on the structures. I mean, you can look at Wit and he's just simply zipping this one down. No problem whatsoever. Dino has to go up against Nick, but needs to be careful. Ooh, that wall just barely saved him. Banana H's root on the ground. Could have been a big problem for him at this point. There's another quick whip. So Antihero gets pushed back. Lauber with the stun set up once more. Level 10 for him is going to be interesting. I mean, I actually expect that we are seeing the Divine Storm for stun. In theory, you could, of course, always go for the Divine Shield. But given their lineup and that they still need a bit more lockdown, I would expect that he goes into the stun option to allow his team to capitalize on the setups here. Down at the bottom, or up at the top, sorry. We still have our 4 versus 3. And right now, it's more so a wave clear focus that we have from the blue team as more or less expected. Turn-ins, not really happening just now, so both of the teams are still waiting for that. Dequaza hasn't really been able to get into a position at the bottom of the map where he can take the wall apart, since he's oftentimes facing off against 2 heroes, and not only 1. Especially Uther is rotating heavily down to the bottom of the map whenever there's a chance. At the top, Dino still dishing the damage out. And both teams... Oh, X-Ray! That could be a kill! They're going for him, and Oriel is dead. Dino recovering some of the gems at least. But that's the first kill in the game. First blood is through. And immediately the attempt to turn at least a few of those gems in. Wit is already getting zoned out by the engulfing flame. Lauber is moving in. The interrupts are definitely there. Galnigulna interrupted again as he tries to turn in. Red team has already delivered 11 gems, so they at least have that. But off we go. Everybody rotating topside. Dino gets interrupted too. Both are very diligent about interrupting as many of the turn-ins as possible, but at least a few gems were finally delivered by the blue team. Hammer went in and got rid of his. Lauber is already interrupted there. There's a lot of control actually for the blue team. They have the pushback on Sergeant Hammer, they have the mine on Junkrat, and of course all those stuns and slows that we're seeing from Malfurion, from Johanna. So it's going to be tricky for Uther to really get all the value when he wants to move in later. Same is true for quite a few of the heroes there, so it's not like they have a very CC heavy setup. They have a couple of things that they can definitely use here, especially if Vala decides to go into the Reign of Vengeance later on, instead of going into strafe. But the red team gets the first web weavers in. Blue team then again is already locked in their own camp, so that allows them to push through the middle. Get some pressure in here. But, well, let's have a bit of a look of what's going to happen here, because this camp could definitely put a bit of a stop to the web weavers. The problem is that the red team has taken their own bruiser camp too, so there's a pretty heavy push through the middle, which is one of the reasons why most of the blue team heroes are already moving straight up here to try and fight back against it. Hammer rotating down to the bottom to take the web weaver apart, but as you can tell, blue team's camp has been defeated and there's still a few remaining on the red team side, so this is a pretty aggressive push. Top lane has now nearly been defeated, still waiting for Antihero to move into the middle and drop his trade. You want to go for the Molten Core here and defend the fort and also help, and there we have it. Trade comes in, Hammer at the bottom of the map, in a lot of trouble by the way, nearly eliminated here, needs to be careful against Blade. Could in theory even result in a kill. Anti-Hero's trying to do what he can over here, gets the stun through, needs to be cautious now. Once again, Lauber in a bit of trouble, 12 gems for him, locked down with a root, Malfurion laying down the lawn, but we still have the fort falling in HP quickly. Down to 50%. They're trying to get a kill in. There's no minions, but the next wave is now arriving. So those shots are going to get soaked too. And that's the fort eliminated in the middle of the map. Down to the bottom. Blade has also been able to push Sergeant Hammer back and get a lot of damage in here as well. So they're actually doing fairly well here on the structures. They don't have a massive lead in experience yet, but you can really tell that they're starting to take a big lead on a structural perspective. And taking the fort and fountain in the middle and the bottom of the map also takes a lot of the potential sustain away from fountains in the mid lane fights. And this one is also taking damage. Here comes a push up at the top. Red team is a bit ahead now in experience 2, which could result in an early level 10. Galnegul, nah, he really can't fall here. Not with 32 gems in the arsenal. Now Mephisto is still at the bottom of the map. He actually took the siege giants here, so he has a chance to deliver the final blow on the fort. But the rotation is slowly arriving with Dequaza making an appearance, and he's not alone. Nick is also ready on Sergeant Hammer now. Junkrat. But here's Strafe up at the top. Antihero, of course, still also waiting, as the rest of the blue team is, for their heroic ability, so they can fight back. For now, they have to be really defensive. Stay in the back and just try and play the safe. But here we go. No surprises here. So for a smash is of course in. Blessed Shield. So that's now a combo that you can execute. Hammer at the bottom of the map, taken down by Mephisto in a solo setup. And that fort likely to fall soon. But up at the top, the pressure is mounting to another fountain being destroyed. Nicely done. Red team with a really solid setup here. They're actually doing a great job on this. And they're of course trying to also now start to drop a few more heroes. If they can, for example, take down Johanna. The whip was actually nice, but Iron Skin was still active. If Iron Skin would have been down, then that would have been a potential kill. Good setup by Blade. Nearly gets the kill against Banana H here. And again, Ragnaros with the Molten Core trying to push the red team back. Nice Sulfura setup. The BFG comes through as well, but the timing is just a little bit off. They can't get the kill against X-Ray, but they definitely can get the kill against Vala. Nicely done here. The Resurrect, on the other hand, is already underway. But damn, really fun fights that we have now between the two here. Nicely done from the blue team. A very, very solid setup on their part. And that could now easily result maybe in another one. We have 5 versus 5 on the map still. Trying to get the expulsion zone out here. Galnegul now with 43 gems. I mean, he's of course the priority target right now. Yes, good stun. And... oh, that Iron Skin couldn't have come a moment later, or this could have actually been a kill. Yeah, that was a nice one. That could have backfired quickly. Like, again, if he dies and loses all of those gems, then they are in a lot of trouble, and they know it too. They're holding on to 87 gems now. The problem is that the red team is closing in on another turn-in. They only need 3 more. And they are going to secure those now with Wit channeling. So second Web Weaver wave in a row now for the red team. And that gives them, of course, a pretty significant lead in all of this. They're already ahead massively on structures, and that lead is going to be extended now quite easily once the Web Weavers are down. So this is going to be more than a little bit tricky to stop if you are the blue team. So let's see if they actually have a chance there. For now, we have the Web Weavers arriving, and with an extra talent in their hands, so it's another advantage for the red team that they could use here. Blade already in with the poke, which is actually reflecting in his damage also as well. There's only 2 kills again. I mean, there's 3 kills in total, and so far the red team has only gotten 1. They still took way more structures down, and now the web weavers at the top side are taking down another fort. So kills or no kills here. They're actually doing pretty fantastic at this point. Blade is poking them out again, and Hammer nearly dies over here. That was a clutch one. That could have been resulting in another kill against the blue team. But it's all about the structures at this point. And Hammer actually goes down. The grenade of Wit takes him apart. They're trying to go for the counter kill. Wit is low, but Oriel comes in and whips them away. Banana H trying to play around the Lightning Nova. Dainu follows a bit too deep in an attempt to get the kill secured. He actually survives. What? How? Dainu alive. He gets out. Okay, that was nasty. Honestly, blue team must be extremely frustrated at this point. I know I would be. I mean, they're getting so close every single time to lock in a kill. And then just before they make it happen, they fall short of it. They still have a ton of gems. I mean, they hold 113 gems at this point. So they have pretty much a double turn-in available to themselves. Nearly a third. I mean, not quite, but they have a lot. If they could just make that happen, as they are still on level 13 talents versus 13 talents, that would be fantastic. And Antihero is trying to finalize it, but he can't. He gets interrupted. But the nice Sulfura setup from Ragnaros allows the kill against Uther. Uther down. And so far, no resurrect from Oriel. X-Ray is in the vicinity, but he can't do anything here. Interrupt is still coming in. Uther finally getting resurrected by Oriel. And that's another 5 versus 5 setup. And they still could not turn in. And of course, the problem is that the red team is just simply trying to buy some time. Because all they need to do is hit level 16, and once they get the additional level, they are in a fantastic position to just deny those turn-ins forever, and maybe even secure another turn-in for themselves and finish the job here. Of course, if you look at the gem count, they still are 20 short, but still, that's something that you can soak, as your opponent is clamoring for the next talent and for the experience. Ragnaros again with the Molten Core as they're starting to jump in. Up at the front, Johanna, 55 gems for her. Khaldor needs to be careful. Nick goes down. They can recover the gems, but they can't save the target. And now Khaldor is in trouble too. Needs to fall back here. Bottom of the map is also getting pushed. So much pressure against the blue team. I mean, honestly, a little bit more pressure and they would be pressed into a diamond. That's what we're looking at now. 16 is on the board, and that gives us Manticore for Vala. And it is just insane. Just look at the red team here, invading deep, trying to get another kill in. Especially aiming for Banana H and Khaldor. Both of them already a bit low. Over here, the Quasar is also taking quite the beating now. We have everybody starting to jump into the mid lane to try and eliminate the keep. That would be the first one to fall on the blue team side, and they are close to it. 33,000 damage is all that we are seeing at this point for Junkrat. Top damage on the blue team, 58,000 as a comparison for Vala. Not to even ignore the 35k and 36k that we see for Zarya and Mephisto, which is pretty much insane in the first place. But now the setup! Mephisto! Blade with a big boy play. And that is game. That has to be game. They just denied them like 80 gems. They still have 54, but coming back from that position is pretty much an impossibility. If they are not able to somehow get 16 and force a fight where they can claim multiple heroes and maybe wipe the entire red team off the map, then this is just lights out. They just lost so incredible much, and honestly, there's enough gems now on the red team to get another turn in for themselves too. And they're already playing now around a kill potentially against a Quasar who has to move back. They have to abandon the keep at the bottom of the map. The red team hasn't even lost a single fort yet, ladies. They haven't lost a single fort at this point. They have all the fountains still in play. They've taken the second keep now down. And with all the gems lost, this is pretty much an impossibility for the blue team. They have finally level 16 so they can fight on even talents with their opponent. But if they would really make a comeback here, that would be just crazy. That would be an incredible miracle, to say the least. StarCraft 2 flashbacks for sure. So now, already topside, boss. That's actually another possibility, that the blue team at some point just decides that they can, or that they need to go for a Hail Mary move and play around the boss. If they can, for example, get a kill and then move topside, that would be an opportunity. They lost an insane amount of gems, but they still have enough for another turn in. The problem is that the red team is just shutting it down every step of the way. And that results now in another web weaver wave for the red team. What an insanely dominant position here. Top side, boss is by the way still leeched. Anti-hero moves in to prevent the worst. He actually gets locked down. 61 gems for him. And where's the Sulfuras when you need it? There it is. Bullseye, baby. Double kill. Zarya and Uther are both down. Is that the comeback? Khaldor falls. And the resurrect against Zarya brings it to a 4 versus 4. Great double kill. But X-Ray on his Oriel is there, and now, of course, the remaining heroes on the blue team side are getting pushed back as bot and mid lane are getting pressured hard. Another setup as we speak, and this could easily result in the game ending. Dequasa's trying to defend at the bottom of the map. Ragnaros already with the Molten Core attempting to delay this for as long as possible, but this is hurting them a lot. Sergeant Hammer doing the best they can to actually prevent the core from falling. The shields are already getting nibbled at 19.5. They're 2 levels ahead right now, and it is starting to get nasty. 15 minutes in, and the lead for the red team is absolutely crazy here. And yeah, they're doing an insane amount of work with this. So already we're having the entire setup of the blue team starting, of course, to break through the middle again. Because they still want to get that turn in. I mean, at this point, this is getting pretty brutal. Yep, and there it is. First turn in. 16 minutes in. Nearly level 20 on the other side, but a kill could go a long way now. They're trying to go for Lulba, the BFG, and it's not enough damage. Nope, they tried, but it's just not enough damage for them right now. So the Web Weavers, they finally arrive, but now level 20 talents are in, which gives us the Farflight Quiver for Vala, so even range, which is of course insane when you want to drop the Manticore damage. And Dino is already smurfing hard, so that's going to make it even worse for the blue team. And despite the fact that the blue team has the Web Weaver wave, it's actually the red team that's pushing. They're just like, well, what if we just ignore those and just go for it? I mean, eventually they have to face the music, at least at the top. They don't want to lose the fort there. But still, that entire setup is now nearly impossible to beat. The blue team needs hero kills. And there's still a talent behind, and it's Storm talents, of course. So, yeah, there's the turn-in. 5 kills against 6. It's kind of crazy, actually, if you just look at the kill count. 5 kills against 6 looks like a pretty solid game, quite even, and then you look at the mini-map and you even realize, oh my god, in structures, these two are worlds apart. Khaldor with the Blessed Shield that actually saved anti-hero's ass on Ragnaros. So far, so good for him. Had to, of course, use the cooldown and drop that. Fort at the top hasn't really taken a lot of damage, at least now with the Web Weaver starting to scale a bit into the late game. We have damage on the front wall. This thing has been taken down. They're trying to also get a bit more here, but look at the red team. They're already all moving topside to go for the boss with the level 20 advantage that they have. Blue team will have to force into this before they have Storm talents themselves, or simply accept that they're going to lose out on the boss. And I'm not quite sure if they can survive losing the boss here. So everybody is starting to move topside. They're trying, of course, to fight for the minion wave now and somehow get level 20. If they get Storm talents, they have at least a fighting chance. But at this point, they need to hope for a mistake to be made on the opponent's side. That's not perfect positioning here. Lauba still a bit low. Boss gets leashed. Is at 50%. Lauba. Can they get the Sulfuras through? Khaldor is low. There's the strafe. And Johanna. Oh my god, they're also low. But the Riptire kill against Uther. He has redemption though. And there's the kill against Antihero. Ragnaros is down. So is Malfury. And it's a cleanup job. There goes Hammer. There goes Johanna. There goes Junkrat. It's a 5-man wipe, ladies and gentlemen. As the red team is moving in to seal the deal and drop the core. Great performance here by the boys in red. Nicely done. 80,000 damage pretty much on Vala in this case. 69,000 for Blade on Mephisto, who did an absolute fantastic job here. Need, of course, to kill all of the keeps. You want to have maximum experience. Hashtag know your meme. And that's game. Nicely done. Very, very nice victory here on the side of the red team. GG and well played as they take down their opponents on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Alright, ladies, let's go. We have a couple of in-house games again today, and right now we're jumping into the first one. We have, bam, Towers of Doom. So mixed teams from some of the top players in the game, and for everybody watching this on YouTube right now, check out the video description. There's a link for the in-house rankings and the stats that you can check out, so you have a bit of an idea there. But our first game of the day, we have Khaldor now on Stukov on the blue team side, Rack on Vala, Nick on Carrigan again. Yeah, he keeps getting his Carrigan. Comboed with Lauba's Tyrael. We have Blade on Malthael, and over to the right side of the map, Anon Banana, Banana Nana, and Masquerade on ETC, Tai on Zeratul, oh boy, Ultralisk on Liming, and Wit on Rexa. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one to say the least. I mean, right now, this is gonna be more than a bit interesting. Zeratul from Tai, and on the other side, Carrigan from Nick. This is gonna be pretty fun and fantastic. So let's see how this is going to work out. Again, in-house is pretty much the top players deciding that Storm League matchmaking is garbage. Yeah, total newsflash. I know water is wet, the sun is bright, and Heroes of the Storm matchmaking is total garbage. More news at 11. So they decided to just make their own in-house league where they have their Q-bot and everything and are playing this through, and that's why we're having mixed teams going on. And it's honestly kind of fun. You see a couple of heroes sometimes that you don't see when they're playing as teams. There's of course a little bit more wiggle room of what you can get away with. There's not as much on the line there either. So it's actually a pretty nice setup here. And yeah, we're gonna see what we're gonna get today. Last time we got a couple of Zebo plays and other stuff. It was kind of funny in and of itself. But again, rankings and everything is linked in the video description. Also, if you watch this on YouTube and you're already checking out the video description, don't forget that you can actually support all my work right now for absolutely free throughout the entire month, thanks to a partnership with Raid. So if you guys just check out the link that is in the description, download the game, play through a 20-second tutorial, you can support the stream directly. It doesn't cost you a thing. You don't like the game, you can directly uninstall it again, no problem whatsoever, but it helps me, and you only have to invest a few minutes of your time while you, for example, watch that video, depending on your monitor setup. But yeah, would be appreciated. So if you check out the in-house link, that's another one that you might want to have a look at. As it continues, no kills so far. We have also our little Vala setup right now. Multi-shot build is obviously something we would expect here. Still hesitating on that account, and here we go. Punishment is in, and let's go. Same time, in terms of talents, we have a little bit more stacking. Good old Malthael is sitting now, of course. Oh, down here. Oh. That could have been a kill against ETC. Cow needs to be careful. So, at this point, let's have a little bit of a look at the talents, especially Liming's side, because this time we do have no op setup on level 4, but instead we're going into the good old dominance. So Ultralisk is trying to bunny hop through that. Malthael gets the kill top lane, takes down Rexa, the man with the mask, eliminated. Just as the altars are about to spawn. Good timing for him. Down at the bottom of the map, a little bit of action against Drag on the other hand. Yeah, Vala in trouble, but the cowgirl still makes it. Nicely played over here. And let's have a little bit of a look how Tai is going to play this out. Honestly, it's amazing that Tai gets Zeratul, because even if they lose the game, Tai on Zeratul is always just super funny to watch. The guy is incredibly aggressive with that style. Once he has a bit more mobility on the hero, the quest on level 1 is halfway done nearly, so that's already a good start. We have by now a bit of an exchange here in shots fired. Obviously an attempt to interrupt topside, but Blade was already too far in. So 2 altars channeled by the blue team, 1 on the red team here as well. This is, by the way, also on the newest patch. There's a couple of adjustments that have been made by Blizzard. I mean, mostly it was honestly just them tinkering around with a couple of values, couple of cooldowns, couple of like damage points, hit point pools, and so on and so forth. There's of course a couple, like there's a few heroes that have seen a bit more of a change, Zul being a really good example, which is why we could actually see Zul in these games here as well. Teams experimenting a little bit with the newly changed heroes. But it's gonna be super interesting. Carrigan has also seen a couple of changes, and it always amuses me whenever I see a hero change that in the European scene at least is looking absolutely fantastic, with the comments that is like, wow, we felt the hero was a little bit too weak, and it's like, do you watch Europe? Apparently not. 1-1 in kills as Carrigan goes down, so Zeratul gets the kill. We're seeing the play for Lauba, and that could actually be a follow-up. Stukov comes in and helps out a bit with it too. So here we go. Towards the top, Malthael still sitting tight. But of course, with Wit and Tai working together here, there's nothing really that Blade can do. Has to watch the camp being taken. But the blue team is slightly ahead in experience, so it's all pretty fine here. Nick is already starting to jump in now as well. And we're currently having in our little setup. Still level 7 talents ready, where everybody's waiting for level 12. And he actually goes for the wormhole setup again on Zeratul. Something that hasn't done in a while. So, yep. Let's see what else they can actually pull off with this one. Yeah, right now, Tai still sitting tight here. And off we go. Down to the bottom. Top left, top right should be just exchanges in altars. I don't think anything is happening there. Ultralisk is in trouble. Vala coming in, trying to get the kill, but Banana H on Ana. That sniper's eye of his allows him to just get one heal in after another. Top side, Malthael is actually down. The altar not channeled yet. Down here, on the other hand, the fight continues and ETC just barely slides through. So Malthael was trying to interrupt together with Tyrael, but Wit channels the altar, so it comes down to the 1-for-1 trade that we've been talking about, which is the standard on this map, of course. Yeah, but here's the pressure now against the bottom of the map, where they're currently attempting to get a little bit more done, and that's exactly what we're right now seeing here. So they're attempting to go for the bell tower. They already broke through the wall, so that gives them a little bit of a lead. And, well, up to the top, there's still, of course, Misha trying to play this out as well. But, yeah, bottom of the map, that's where we again have action against Vala this time. Level 10 abilities are there for the blue team, and they're going to try and use them right now. Stukov has missed the shot, but the rest of the team is still focusing onto Ana, and there is the kill right here. Nicely done. So 1 kill already. Nano boost still out. That helps Ultralisk a little bit, or does it? Nick is low and Nick is dead. Zeratul jumping in again and absolutely taking them apart here. Big shove. But they're starting to jump away at this point. And I mean, the thing is that Kerrigan got now taken out a couple of times now. So it's actually kind of interesting because generally speaking, she has been mostly buffed. So Kerrigan is actually even a bit stronger. Chrysalis, for example, can now be cancelled, which was not the case before. So it acts more or less like an ice block at this point, which is pretty neat for Nick. Tai is just absolutely murdering on his Zeratul on the other hand, really helping the team to secure a few more kills. A bit of explosion value as we have this coming through. But generally speaking, of course, Tai is still doing very well on a hero that was actually not hit by the recent patch. So nothing that was actually done to change Zeratul in any way. Now with the double altars at the bottom of the map, that's a little bit of a different story here. Let's see. Ana Age is coming in now as well. Gets the channel here. Zeratul is sitting in the middle of the map. Yeah, and that's 2 altars fired. So the red team is really coming back into this. Not only drawing even and even climbing ahead a little bit in points on the core, but they're doing exceptionally well here. Misha is still sitting up at the top together with Rexa. Rexa, of course, one of the heroes that was actually changed by the patch quite a bit. I mean, Misha has been hit by the nerf hammer, not as much health as before anymore, and regeneration was reduced as well. And Rexa dies because of it. Now that his little companion is not as strong as previously before, has a bit of a problem. Tai gets taken out too, wanted to go in for the kill against Blade, but couldn't get it. So all of a sudden we have 2 heroes down on the red team. There we go. Well, Rexa's damage at least got increased a little bit, by the way. So he himself is a bit stronger, Misha is a little bit weaker. It's pretty much the Oriel treatment. Probably the wrong way to phrase this, but you know what I mean. Oriel was of course incentivized a couple of patches ago to participate in fights a bit more, instead of just simply dropping her trade on someone and generating hope that way. And in Rexa's case, he can still rely on Misha quite a bit, but has to rely on her a little bit less right now. 4 kills against 6, 24 against 28 stacks. Bottom bell tower has to be converted, which now means that we have very nice bot lane control from the blue team. That's pretty sweet for them. Boars get unleashed once more, and off we go. There's the slide. Mosh pit is ready, but not used, and the kill against Stukov. Nano boost, baby, and Lauber goes down as well. No chance for him, not even trade value, as we have Zeratul jumping out immediately, so nothing that he can do about that. Up at the top, still the fight. Malthael gets attacked over here. Yes, and Blade is gonna go down. Blade goes down. And can't really do anything about this. At the bottom of the map, though, the mosh pit. Yeah, Kerrigan dancing. dancing with tears in her eyes as Zeratul comes in and Tai just finishes the job. Ruthless as usual. One of the best Zeratul players in Europe. Absolutely in his element here. Doing fantastic in this setup. Just absolutely crushing it. Yeah, down here, the attack against the rack. And another kill as we see Vala fall. 11 kills against 4. Red team is doing exceptionally well right now, with the one little caveat that they're starting to fall behind again on the objective because of that control that we have on the bot lane from the blue team. So it's actually a pretty cool game. In terms of kills, the red team is fairly ahead, but they have lost structural control on the map, so they need to be careful with it. And, well, here we go. Yeah, Stukov is, at this point, by the way, is already sitting at the top. Galnagulnar is sitting right there. And Stukov was actually buffed a little bit, a few more hit points. I mean, you couldn't tell from this game. So far, Galnagulnar's game hasn't really gone as he intended it to. Has been focused very heavily by Zeratul in particular. But yeah, generally speaking, he has been buffed a little bit. So the damage, hit points, and health regeneration slightly better for the hero. Small tweaks that Blizzard made in order to push him into a better spot. But of course, he still offers a lot of utility. Carrigan down again as Zeratul is just crushing. And Tai was thinking about going for another kill. Big shove coming in from Stukov. Ultralisk with the nano boost wants the kill. Might even get it. Sanctification on the ground prevents it though. But Ultralisk still alive for another second. The shots are being fired and Ultralisk somehow is still alive, which is actually insane. Vala goes down as Tai just shows no fucking mercy whatsoever. That kid is just absolutely going bananas here. 25,000 damage, kill after kill, just all over the place, jumping in, jumping out, getting the last hits in. It's honestly a little bit scary how he is just crushing his opponents here. And it's starting to become a big problem for the blue team in particular. They're down a talent at this point. That's not going to be an issue for long, but still, yeah, at a disadvantage when it comes to that. And on top of it, you're looking now at the triple altar phase, and that of course could result in a pretty big lead on the objective if the red team is able to get something done here. It's 16 versus 16 talents, so that is definitely going to happen. Top right gets already channeled, top left as well, so it's the exchange, and down at the bottom of the map, there we have the final shots fired from the red team. Bam, in we go. 12 against 19, Carrigan is dead again, and I gotta say, as frightening as Nyx Carrigan usually is, in this game, he has been the punching bag. 5 deaths on him, Malthel goes down too, and the red team is just crushing. Like, seriously. Banana Age together with Ultralisk, the nano boosts on Li Ming are absolutely fantastic. 0 deaths right now on Li Ming. Ultralisk is doing a great job here. And then you have Tai as a finisher. Whenever heroes are low, he jumps in, takes them down. He puts a lot of pressure onto the backline. The squishies are in trouble, as you can see right here. Big shove connects. But what a setup from these boys. 15 kills against 4 now. 2-level lead for them. Tyrael goes down. Lauber, the last lull. And now, with that bit of a lead, we have them nearly dropping the blue team down to the single digits on the core. It's a really powerful setup for them right now. But let's see. There's the bell tower as he goes down. Tai by now, by the way, also with Master Warblade and with the Mending Strikes. Bit of a different build, as you might actually realize. So we have seen from Dainu and from Tai, who currently are probably the 2 best Zeratul players in Europe. We've seen a lot of the cleave variation, where you go into level 1, your level 16 cleave, play around this. But this is, of course, a build that in the past has also seen quite a bit of play, especially from Tai, who really loved this auto attack style even before Blizzard started to buff those talents. Now we have Malthel taken down again, stand no chance here. Channel at the bottom of the map, and with 5 bell towers in their control, this is going to secure 5 shots for them. And it's starting to get really nasty, because with 5 shots now fired any second, that means we're down to 7 points on the blue team score. They're trying, of course, to get down there, but that's going to be tricky. Yeah, channel is through, and here we go. 5 shots fired, they connect. Down here, the fight is happening. Masquerade, party time, and the Insta interrupt. But in they go. Down goes ETC, Sanctification on the ground. No level 20 yet for the red team. That could have been a game changer. Just imagine a death mosh in that position. But the only thing that's going to happen here is it will allow the blue team to reclaim their bottom bell tower. But I don't really think that they are going to be able to do much more than that. just check at the boss real quickly. That's another minute and a half until that one's back. There's a level 20 talents now for the red team. They can, of course, focus on the pumpkins at this point. And, well, let's see. Yeah, Lauber. No chance for him. Ultralist jumps out, gets actually saved by the shove here even for a second. And yeah, they're just farming Tyrael now. If they can't farm Kerrigan, they farm Tyrael. That's pretty much what we're seeing. Sleep, stuns, connects against Blade, and Zeratul jumps in again. Ties a bit low, but he gets the heal. Is already on the way once more to look for another kill. He's incredibly low, but he's still making the plays here. Wit is about to fall though. A bit more RNG and he's dead, but no, Banana H gets the heals through, and RNG is not really with Vala in this case. The arrow not connecting again. Ah, that's the kill against Malthael. And oh boy, Strave alone won't be able to do anything here. Ultralisk is a bit low, but they're looking at 20 kills against 5 now. Their level 20 Storm Talons are, of course, doing wonders for them at this point. And we have double altars activating. Now, if both get taken, the blue team loses the game right here. And they might actually be in that situation, because it's going to take a long time for Kerrigan to come back, another 30 seconds. So there's definitely a big argument to be made for this. Yeah, especially since Stukov is now dead too. And they're starting to chase Lauber again. Yeah, Lauber with the Sanctification, but he's going to fall eventually. Or is he? Yeah, not quite. But here comes the channel. Banana H gets the first one through, and this, ladies and gentlemen, looks like it's going to be game. Shots fired, and that is the end of the first in-house game today. Down they go. Big performance here by the red team, and a well-deserved victory. GG. Alright, boys and girls, let's go. Next game on. So, at this point, we're looking at in-house matches again. This time, we are here in time for the draft. So, we actually get that. And yeah, Infernal Shrines is going to be our next map. So, again, in-house matches, mixed teams, players from the top teams in Europe. The top 50, roughly, of Europe playing together here in custom games, since they're a little bit tired, as aren't we all, of Blizzard's matchmaking. So, they pretty much just make their own. And off we go. So, let's see what's going to happen. We have actually, in this case, after we just saw a few games ago, Thai play on Zeratul, we have now Dino, aka Horny D, on in the game, on the red team. So there's a chance that we're going to see Zeratul again. Zul, he has been reworked a bit, so he's getting actually banned out right now. And generally speaking, the reworks have mostly just touched heroes and changed a bit of their hit point pool, hit point regeneration, for most of them. There were, of course, a couple more changes than in general. Zul has been reworked quite a bit. For Kerrigan, we have now the Chrysalis. You can cancel it, so it's pretty much an ice block at this point. And a few changes like that. But mostly, Blizzard has done small tweaks and not gone completely overboard with it. Which is kind of what the top players have always told them to do, and which they completely ignored until HGC was finally killed. And then afterwards, they started to listen to the former HGC players' advice and started to make the changes a little bit smaller and just tweak the numbers in order to see if they can slowly get heroes in the meta or get them played. There's a couple of things, obviously, where they went full overboard with it. The Nazebo update on Thing of the Deep back then was obviously absolutely nuts. They just removed a little bit of Reyna's damage on the level 1 talent, which was also just absolutely crazy. So sometimes they are taking a little bit of the now legal 420 in California. A bit too much to heart when they make those changes. But generally speaking, a lot of the smaller tweaks is what players actually wanted in the past, and we never really got when the competitive scene was still fully alive here. So no ban on Deathwing, and that's an insta pick, so yeah, blue team doesn't hesitate for a moment. It's an insta Deathwing, so this is the first time actually in like weeks that I've seen Deathwing played and not banned out. Now in the in-house setup, you can of course always try and let him go through and see what you can adjust to, but still, instead we had Kerrigan banned out because Nick is still playing on the blue team side. Ana and Leo get immediately picked. Yeah, Leo oftentimes banned on this map too. He is just super powerful when it comes to the shrine fights, and his wave clear not only on the shrine but also outside of it. It's just stellar. And you have Ana. I guess we're gonna switch that one over to Banana Age at some point. But yeah, having Deathwing in is honestly kind of fun. Normally, the only place where we get to see Deathwing in action is North America. This is the only region that I'm casting at this point that doesn't ban it out right away. There's also our Johanna pick. Same reason, wave clear. Fantastic, obviously. Great for her. That's a nasty setup already that they have. There's of course now quite a lot that can be done on the red team side too. I mean, Gul'dan, for example, if he gets played here. Jaina, I guess there's a good chance Jaina gets actually banned, but if Jaina gets banned, then Gul'dan would be a follow-up option to give Ana a good target for the nano boost. Tracer gets banned out, so Nick needs to be a little more careful with what he gets. Okay, ban time. I would expect Jaina to be banned out, but maybe they focus something else. I mean, there's obviously a target-rich environment on the other side. You could ban some of the frontliners away. You could also ban a few other damage dealers without any problems at all. Grey Main is the ban, fair enough. Against Deathwing, that helps him, of course, quite a lot. But that means that now Jaina is up and could be taken. Now the boosted Jaina with Leo and Tomb setup can be incredibly strong. It's also really good wave clear that you have on the shrine itself. So that would be pretty neat for them. Good poke, of course, too. So we'll actually check that out. Diablo. Yeah, good for the wall stuns here. And there's Jimmy. So no mage just yet. Instead, they're gonna go for Jimmy. Despite the fact that, of course, he was a little bit nerfed on the level 1, but still super strong. And yeah, Ana still needs a target, but since both Gul'dan and Jaina are both still available, so either... I mean, one way or another, they're gonna have a good nano boost target. Period. If they want it. There comes Vala. She was another option. And Maiev is in too. Alright, it's actually a fancy setup. I like it. So we're going to see some aggression out of all of this. And now Infernal Shrines. Let's see what the last pick is for the red team as they're coming in with this. We still need something for Blade. Well, actually, I think they're shifting some heroes over for sure. Both teams will. These are not the heroes that will play, or not the players that will play every single hero. So there's going to be some shifting and swap around after this one. Okay, so there's Thrall. Alright, nano boosted Thrall, baby. Let's see how that goes. Heavy frontline, protecting Reyna. And with this, we're heading into the game. Infernal Shrines is the map, so let's jump in without further ado and see which team is victorious here in the in-house games in Europe. X-Ray und Johanna, ladies, on the blue team. Galgul, Fury, Nick und Vala, Svamkarota on Deathwing, and Ruchu on Maiev. On the right side, Hazops on Leo, Blade on Thrall. We have Dainu on Reyna. Banana H on Ana. Surprise, surprise, I know. And Wit on Diablo. So, not really a lot of changes to most of the heroes in the mix. There were a few though, as I already said. The extra damage on Ace in the hole has been reduced to 10% more damage to stunned and slowed heroes. It's not on the 15 anymore, which we've seen previously. In addition to that, Diablo, for example, was slightly changed as well. A little bit more damage with wall stuns, but generally speaking, the heroes being played here are still fairly the same as before. Small tweaks, but that's about it, and most of them weren't even touched. Now, with level 1, we actually in this case have Molten Blood taken for Deathwing and Svamkarota here. We also have the Trolling Thunder again on level 1. So a little bit of sustain with this. Increased bounces are also quite helpful. But this talent is actually kind of good these days. Yes, Blizzard changed it a few times, so now it's useful. We get the nano boost with that later on too. Already the attempt to go for Blade. He stayed a little bit long on the lane. Was still able to move out with that. Okay, so with Vala, it's going to be a multi-shot setup, of course. Up to the top. Ruchu is the only one sitting tight there right now. Banana with his little snowflake here is moving away. I mean, I can at least appreciate that if you go for the snowflake, that you don't go for the golden one again. You don't want to ride around on frozen P, so instead we have the blue one right there. And yep, that's good so far. Austin's renewal on level 1 for Leo. So Hazo's gonna get all that wave clear in. And down to the bottom of the map, camps are taken again. So this is usually the camp that you see teams sometimes fight over because it's in the middle. So normally you have left, right taken from one team each, but there was an early commitment to the bottom camp to make sure that they get 2 camps and not only 1. Which is gonna help them there for sure. So jump is already happening. As everybody's starting to focus onto the middle, up to the top side. This is where we currently have our little setup with the 1 versus 1 that you see here. Down to the bottom of the map, camps have to be defended as well, and that's exactly what we're looking at right now. It's a bit of a defense against the camps. This one now taking the push to the middle. The team is actually moving in with it, trying to ensure that they get a lot of value. It's going to be quite a bit of structure damage that they're dropping here. So that's going to work quite nicely for them. That, on the other hand, was a neat move, but the wall is already being opened up. Johanna trying to walk away. Might get interrupted, but it doesn't seem likely at this point anymore. They were hoping for a follow-up kill here. But yeah, it must be a little bit annoying actually for Diablo if you get some kind of like swap over like he did just there. And normally you kind of want to get the kill too, but that's not quite what happened here. So, with this, we have camps taken, the first objective. The shrine is obviously about to spawn on the map, and that means that topside we're going to see the big fight. But the 2 shaman camps are going to be taken too at the same time to just ensure that they're getting everything ready for that. Bottom of the map, Thrall is still playing it out with Deathwing, who can of course join the battle topside as soon as he wants. We currently are looking at level 6 talents. Level 7 is going to be on the horizon for both teams to give them an additional power spike with all of this. Let's see what they can actually pull off here. I mean, right now, this is already a setup where you see Leo get the early lead. At least he's trying to. Hazorbs just shelling away. Trying to get a bit more done here. Everybody else is starting to rotate in slowly. Level 7 is still the objective for both teams, and it seems like the blue team is going to get it a little bit quicker. And that power spike is going to be pretty neat for them. That's currently what's happening here. Deathwing is jumping in. Could get a little bit more experience before all of this happens, and that could even lead to them grabbing the first kill. They just need to take a few of those minions down to get the level 7 talent. They're pretty eager to do that. There it is, completed level 4 talent for Blade. Gets the Frostwolf pack, cooldown reduction therefore. Has a 16 synergy if he wants it, which is very likely the case against the heroes that they're playing against. But still. Right now, still a little fight and a kill. Nice. Well done here. Taking down Thrall. And that was a big one. Level 7 adds, of course, to it. So there's a lot of momentum for them. Deathwing moving in big time. Wit is still isolated and he's going to fall too. And that's the end of Diablo. 2 heroes down. Level 7 talents in their hands. And now they can take the objective. They were actually behind. So it was more than 30 stacks that we already saw for the red team. But the blue team able to fight through it and able to take it right here. First objective taken by the team in blue. And now, of course, the only question is how much damage can they actually dish out at the top as they're moving in against the opponents. Keep right there. The fort. We're not quite there yet. It would be a little bit early. 4 minutes in and you're already knocking at the keep. That would be quite the play. Vala is down. Got dropped here by Thrall. And Blade might actually pay for this. Very likely will. Don't think he can get out of this one. So Blade is down. Up to the top. The wall has fallen. So that's at least something. They could get some damage throughout all of this. And the fight isn't over yet either. Gulnar might be the next victim. And indeed he is. Gets the mace to the face from Leo. Malfurion is dead, and, well, that at least puts a close to it for now. 3 kills against 2. We have level 9 versus level 8. In terms of talents, by the way, the Molten Blood into Infernus and Skyfall on the side of Deathwing. Also with level 7 now, the Ancestral Wrath for Thrall. That's definitely going to be pretty neat for him. Damage output, just to give you guys a bit of an idea how this game is so far shaping up. We have Vala on 14,000, Reyna on 13k, so the 2 auto-attackers are doing a hell of a lot of work. Vala, of course, has also the advantage of being able to dish out some serious ability damage with multi-shot in particular. Level 10 abilities are now ready for the blue team, and in theory, they should be able to get a kill here, honestly. Ah, nice X-ray! Yes, jumps in with Jojo. Well done, falling sword baby. Twilight Dream is a potential follow-up here for them. And with that kill, they can open up the bot lane a little bit. And they're currently also trying to steal one of the camps away. So the immediate move over to the opponent's Khazra camp. In terms of talents, level 7, the Unstable Compound, of course. And off we go. Up towards the mid lane. That's where most of the action is currently happening. Fountain Snipe, providing vision for the Khazras. And now they have 6 of those. barreling through the mid lane, which could, with the level 10 ability, even allow them to drop the fort. But then again, they're already falling back a little bit. We have a spread on all 3 lanes to soak experience. Top, bot, mid. And at the bottom of the map, the fight is raging on, but there's level 10 now for both teams. Galnigul now with the Twilight Dream, but I think Malf is gonna die. And yes, that's the case. Malf down. There's the root though. Good damage against Jojo. Gets the Iron Skin out though. That saves her. Here comes the jump straight into the stun. But they still get the kill against Thrall. But that was a little bit awkward for X-Ray there. Starts jumping with a falling sword and then he gets stunned out a second later. Right, Deathwing flying back home to the nest. And the kill against Maiev. Nicely done. Jimmy with a hit right between the eyes here. Good job. So, yep. Now the move through the middle of the map from that camp. It still hasn't been completely stopped. But that wave could actually make sure that the fort is going to lose a few more hit points as well. So we'll see how that works out. So Galnigul now at this point is sitting top left, is trying to already prepare for the next objective, which is announced right now. So what's going to happen here, obviously, is a big push through the top lane with the mercenary camp, and the blue team hasn't really made that move yet. Now they have enough time and they should really focus on it now, and that's exactly what they do. So they're starting to jump straight up towards the top right in order to get their own shaman camp ready, which they really need to do, because they don't want to lose that fort just simply to a camp push. But there we have it right now. Okay. Shrine is active and the rest of the team is already on it. And there's obviously a bit of a lead for the blue team now. They also have level 13 talents, so there's actually quite a bit. They have the earlier access to the shrine. They're talking about an Arcane Punisher now. And they also have, as you can see, the extra talent that will give them a bit of a power spike over their opponent. But the top two camps are already colliding. There's the Hyperion, zone control, as the red team is aggressively moving in, trying to get a kill against Svamkarota. So far, not happening though. And the Molten Flame absolutely toasting them. X-Ray though goes down. And the nano-boosted Thrall is trying to keep himself alive a little bit longer. And actually does. Gets the kill against Malfurion. Gets traded. Yeah, 13 versus 13 now, but the blue team is about to claim another objective. They're sitting at 36 stacks against 23, and there's just no way for the red team to claim this one. But they might get another kill if they play it right. Molten Flame is still out, but here comes the Punisher. Nice battle. 6 kills against 6. Even talents for the 2. And oh boy, are they going bananas here at this point. So it's getting aggressive. Very aggressive here. Even without the extra talent, they started to move in order to get a kill. Which obviously also gave them then quite a bit of extra experience that they could use. That underdog bonus is nothing to sneeze on. And, well, you shouldn't sneeze on anything these days. Corona's highly transmissible. Alright. As I said previously, if someone actually sneezes on you, you should actually be allowed these days to just like punch the person in the face. Highly aggressive, as the game that we're watching right now. Alright, talking about high aggression, we have camp stolen away, or at least the attempt to, because one hero is dead. Up to the top, there's still a one-on-one setup. So 6 kills against 7, and they might not get this one. Blue team isn't really willing to give it up completely. They're just poking a bit and seeing if they can maybe get someone low enough so that they can jump in. Especially with Maiev, you can of course force that fight. Maiev nearly being in trouble here. Is able to jump out though. So there's that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Jojo down top side. They dove deep for this one. Thrall is still around. The interrupt against Leo. Whoops. That's gonna be... maybe not a kill. Once there's a cooldown, he should actually get out of here now. Honestly, when Deathwing came in, I thought there's a kill for sure, but he should have his cooldown ready in just a second. I mean, they're already turning it against them. In an attempt to kill Nick too. Not quite. Let's take a quick look actually at the damage output here. 29,000 from Thrall, so he's actually taking over, with the help of Ana, of course, a bit. Getting the nano boost in the last fight definitely helped. 41,000 for Vala, so Nick is still doing extremely well here. Up to the top, Svamkarota against Blade. Our little battle is still ongoing, but everybody else is moving through the middle of the map. A bit of an attempt to lock someone down here. 5 deaths against Thrall, by the way. Damn. Blade is getting a bit murdered. He's currently the plaything of the opponent. Make it 6. Gets ganked again. Honestly, we need a thrall camera at this point. This is getting a little bit too quick for me. I want to show a few more things than that. Especially with the blue team now focusing on the top. The red team is taking their chances at the bottom of the map and is going for a trade. The problem, of course, being that eventually the blue team is going to knock onto the keep, and that's something that you really don't want to trade. Mithril Maze on 16, so we have the setup now for the red team, where they're trying to go for the auto attack style here as well. But oh, there we go. That's a bit of a hit. Wait. They're trying to drop him. Maybe not quite. He's the one who's actually going to be aggressive now, trying to push them back in. Deathwing is already at the bottom of the map, but here comes the next shrine. We're talking top lane now again. Okay. There's the Entomb against Malfurion. He might actually survive. Oh, forget it. Just forget it. Malfurion is dead immediately. Oh, and they might lose more. The red team is going for kills now. In this case, X-Ray and Johanna had to actually jump out with the Falling Sword, couldn't use it aggressively. Again, Deathwing couldn't really jump in to help them there. Another 4 seconds before the shrine is active, and they're already going straight up for this top lane fort. So they might be able to kill it. There's a bit of a flank coming, so they need to be careful. I mean, you want to be aggressive here, but you don't want to overstay your welcome, as Blade is doing right now. Dead again. Damn. I know he's green, but he's not murky. You might confuse it a little bit, but I promise you, that's actually Thrall. 7 kills against him. Banana! Oh, and that's another kill. 2 kills. Blue team is doing work all of a sudden. Yep, and that's another kill. 4 down already. I mean, Dibbles is back. Lost his souls. But, oh boy, things are starting to get a little bit nasty over here. Indeed they do. Alright. Nick, X-Ray, currently sitting totally tight. We still have them in a position where they can not only get the top Punisher now, but they can also steal the camp away. At least they're trying. Oh my god, no. Yes, they get the kill against Diablo 2. Wow, this is snowballing heavily now. They're looking for even more. Top lane, double camp is pushing against the keep. Punisher's now coming in too. Oh, but X-Ray, no! He stayed too long and goes down. Oh, seriously, that's something that you just don't want to do in that situation. They had such a great position already. The top keep is going to fall anyways, but yeah, there's a second kill as Vala goes down. Leo gets eliminated, but as you can tell, the Punisher isn't even needed to drop the keep here. I doubt that the core is going to lose too many HP hit points though, but there was definitely a chance for the blue team to do way more damage than they're currently doing here. So there's a pull into the middle. Hyperion gets dropped as well. There's to zone them out a little bit and buy them more time. Deathwing flies in. They have, of course, still with the 3 heroes alive, a chance to get more damage in. And oh boy, they are focusing on Reyna. Take him down. They try and go for Blade. The core actually losing way more HP than I expected. Oh, damn. Way more aggressive. Guys, they are going to win this right here. That Punisher is murdering it. And that's game. That is game. Blue team victorious. I wouldn't have believed it there. Nicely done. Big victory here for the blue team. GG. Well done.
Hey everybody, thank you very much for watching the video today. I hope that you guys had some fun with the coverage here. If you want to support me and my work, you can do so now for absolutely free, thanks to your continued partnership with Raid throughout the entire month of March. And I would really appreciate if you could just take a couple of minutes, jump down in the YouTube description, check the link out, download the game, and play through the 20-second tutorial that ends with the dragon fight. And if you do that, you support me directly. It would help me a lot, and I would really appreciate if you could take a few minutes to do that and support the channel here. Either way, I hope that you guys had a good day today, and see you guys soon on the channel here with more esports coverage on Khaldor TV. Bye-bye.